Hi everybody, this is Everyday Commentary, and this is a video overview of this knife. And this knife is a Scott Sawby Swift. This knife has mirror polished double bolsters, mirror polished blade. The inlay here is koa wood, wood from Hawaii. The blade steel is CPM 154, and the knife uses Sawby's self-lock. Let's see if I can give you a close-up of the little lock tab. And the knife is really fascinating because the lock is really fascinating because you just punch it up, it lifts the blade just a little bit, and then you can close it. That's it. This knife is a knife that I've been waiting for a very long time. Got on Scott's books about 3 or 4 years ago. More like 4 years ago, and contacted me in May and said, I have a knife for you, I've got a slot for you, and if you want me to make a knife, I'll make you a knife. So I took him up on it, and I have owned many customs, and I have owned many production knives, and this is without question the finest knife I've ever handled. This knife is next level sort of design. And look at this, the Tang is perfectly flush, the ends of the knife are nice and clean, there's no sort of extraneous details, even the lock tab is flush, there's nothing here. The entire knife is just absolutely stunning. As you can see, let's see if I can get this to work, it's going to be really hard, but the knife is very well finished. It's curved here, and then rounded here, and rounded here. This edge is a little crisp, but it's not sharp or pokey. None of the edges are really sharp or pokey. The knife itself is very, very simple. There's the pivot, or the pins for the koa wood on both sides, and that's it. There's no clip. There's no pivot screw, there's no screw holding anything here. I've had this knife for about 3 days now, and I have inspected it and fondled it carefully, and I cannot figure out exactly how this thing is put together. It appears, and you can't even see it, let alone feel it, that this is actually a backspacer, and the knife is not an integral. It's not an integral, I know that. But I don't understand how everything is put together and where all the screws are and all that kind of stuff. The knife itself is really a superb design. I didn't want to get a thumb stud. I didn't want to get his utility knife because it just would screw up the flow. I mean, the knife is just so beautiful. It's a really steep hollow ground. You can see that in the mirror polish. You can see how it sort of distorts the image as the mirror passes over the image. The knife came in truly insanely sharp. Like, I've never seen anything like it. And the engagement and disengagement are perfect, flawless. I mean, you can hear it sort of snap into place. That's it. There is no blade play in any direction. Look at that. Look how clean that is. Let's see if I can... I mean, it looks like one solid piece. We know it's not because you can see it move, but it is just insanely clean. Like, just insanely clean. I've never handled an object, knife or otherwise, that had fit and finish like this knife does. I mean, comparing it to something like this knife, which is a really great knife, don't get me wrong, I love the Nandi, but this is of orders of magnitude better than anything I've ever seen. It's better than any custom knife I've ever seen. It's better than, frankly, it's better than watches I've seen. I mean, it's just a magnificent, magnificent knife. I don't feel like I'm going to carry this a whole lot. I think this is going to be a knife to own and appreciate. But if I did carry it, I would tell you that it's the right size. It's exceedingly thin. I mean, it's thinner than the Nandi by a substantial amount. And It's very nice in the pocket. I carried it one day, and very nice in the pocket. Nothing really pokey or pointy to grab onto stuff. And it worked well. I mean, I did, in fact, use it. I cut some paper with it. It fits good in the hand. There's this little sort of parrot beak back here. It works well. The knife is sharpened all the way to the edge, even though there's sort of not a choil, but there's a point there where you can sharpen to the edge. Overall, I can't say enough about this knife. It is quite simply the best made object I have ever held, seen, and certainly owned. There's really nothing I have that's on the same level as this. I really did not appreciate what went into ultra high-end knives. And this was not on a terribly expensive knife, but I would say that Sawby makes stuff that is as good as anybody out there. You know, his stuff, the high-end stuff that he makes with the inner frame designs, they are as nice as any Michael Walker or Ron Lake. He just happens to be affordable. You can get his stuff. This knife cost me less than $1,000 from him. So you can get his stuff relatively affordably, and it still is insane high-level stuff. The one thing that I would note is that he has indicated to me that he's going to retire from knife making soon. And I think that his books are probably permanently closed, because I put my name on the list, you know, 3 to 4 years ago. And if he's contemplating retiring now, that means that it's probably not going to happen. They are available on the secondary market, and they usually go for, you know, a little bit more than they sold. Really nice models go for 5 figures, but those are not models that involve, you know, very elaborate inlays and engravings. This model is just amazing. It is truly stunning. Let me see if I can get you a good close-up on that. I mean, there is no differentiation. It's completely smooth, even to the fingernail. The only way I can tell that I moved from one material to another is that the texture of the wood is different than the texture of the stainless steel bolster. If I was gonna really heavily use and carry this knife, I would probably not get the mirror polish, because it does attract fingerprints. Like, it's crazy. It's like fingerprint city. But I'm not gonna kill this knife. I don't want to beat it up. It's too pretty. So I'll keep it in the knife drawer. I'll take it out. I'll carry it every once in a while, and I'll be very happy, very, very happy that I owned it. This is one of those knives that I have always wanted. It feels like the end of a long journey to get it. I will tell you that I've had knives from other custom makers that are probably more famous, like Ansu. And while Ansu's knives are great, there's another level to the custom knife world, and it involves guys like Ron Lake and Michael Walker and Scott Sawby and others. And I did not appreciate the difference between the tactical knife makers and then the fine knife makers, or the art knife makers. And there is a difference, and this knife shows me why. So, when you get a chance, if you could ever get your hand on one, I would highly recommend it. They are great, great knives. They are good users. I mean, this is a damn good knife, and they are incredibly finely made. Like, look at that. I just can't get over this. I mean, like, go down through there, and like, that's the only point. Side to side, you can't tell the knife is in. I mean, it's just, right? Like, that is just incredible. Like, you can see the line disappear before your very eyes. This knife is like a magic trick. I can't figure out how it works. So, there you go. I'll probably post something about it. I don't think I'm going to do a review, but it's the Scott Sawby Swift 154, or CPM 154 Koa inlay. And